In the vast expanse of the cosmos, few celestial bodies command the kind of respect and authority that Saturn does. Unlike the gentle guidance of Venus or the fiery passion of Mars, Saturn embodies discipline, structure, and accountability. It is the planet that governs time, reminding us that every moment must be used wisely. Saturn does not offer shortcuts or fleeting successes. Instead, it ensures that every lesson learned is earned through persistence, effort, and resilience. Known as the Lord of Karma, Saturn's influence is unwavering, ensuring that the universe maintains balance. What is sown will inevitably be reaped. While its lessons can feel restrictive or demanding, they serve as a necessary force that molds us into stronger, wiser beings. Those who resist Saturn's teachings may face repeated hardships until they learn to embrace its discipline, while those who align with its wisdom find themselves rewarded with enduring success. Now, a profound shift is on the horizon as Saturn transitions into Pisces, a sign that thrives on intuition, fluidity, and boundless imagination. This cosmic movement is an invitation to bridge the gap between structure and dreams, between the seen and unseen. Unlike Saturn's previous transits through more rigid or action-driven signs, its passage through Pisces will challenge us to redefine the way we approach discipline, responsibility, and faith. Will we use Saturn's influence to give form to our dreams, or will we struggle against its demands, caught between fantasy and reality? This moment in history is not just about change, it's about transformation, one that calls for spiritual maturity and emotional growth on both an individual and collective level. Saturn's presence in Pisces will be an era of reckoning, stripping away illusions and leaving only what is true and enduring in its wake. Saturn's upcoming shift into Pisces, March 29, 2025. Every time Saturn enters a new zodiac sign, it signals the beginning of a fresh karmic cycle, bringing with it new lessons, challenges, and opportunities for growth. These shifts occur approximately every 2.5 years, shaping not only personal experiences but also the broader structures of society. On March 29, 2025, Saturn will make its grand entrance into Pisces, marking the start of an era where the boundaries between the tangible and the intangible will be tested. This transit will push us to reevaluate our dreams, forcing us to distinguish between what is truly achievable and what is merely an illusion. It will challenge those who have avoided responsibility, compelling them to confront their own self-imposed limitations. Conversely, for those who have long nurtured dreams with dedication but lacked the structure to manifest them, Saturn's presence in Pisces may finally provide the necessary discipline to turn their aspirations into reality. This period will be one of deep reflection and spiritual recalibration, where faith and accountability must walk hand in hand. It will highlight areas in our lives where we have been deceived, either by external influences or by our own self-delusions. Many may experience a rude awakening as Saturn tears down falsehoods, demanding truth and clarity. However, this is not a punishment but a gift, the opportunity to align ourselves with authenticity and purpose. Collectively, we may see shifts in institutions, belief systems, and even societal values as outdated illusions crumble in the face of Saturn's stern reality check. This is a time to take responsibility for our spiritual and emotional growth, to ground our dreams in practical action, and to embrace the wisdom that comes from facing the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Understanding Saturn's influence. To fully comprehend the impact of Saturn in Pisces, we must first understand the nature of Saturn itself. Known as the Great Teacher, Saturn is the cosmic force that governs discipline, time, and karmic justice. It does not indulge in wishful thinking or fleeting passions. It demands accountability, urging us to build our lives on solid foundations. In astrology, Saturn represents structure, responsibility, and the natural laws that govern existence. It teaches us that every action has a consequence, ensuring that hard work is rewarded and avoidance is met with repeated lessons. Unlike more lenient celestial bodies, Saturn does not tolerate shortcuts or escapism. Instead, it requires commitment, resilience, and perseverance, often leading to profound growth through hardship. The trials Saturn imposes are not meant to break us but to fortify our character, preparing us for long-term success and stability. However, Saturn's entry into Pisces brings an unusual dynamic. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, a planet of dreams, illusion, and spiritual transcendence, qualities that stand in stark contrast to Saturn's rigid structures. This means we are about to enter a period where the realms of fantasy and reality collide. Saturn in Pisces will demand that we take a disciplined approach to our creativity, spirituality, and intuition. It will strip away self-deception, revealing the truth beneath the layers of illusion we may have built around ourselves. Those who have grounded their dreams in reality will find that Saturn helps them manifest their visions, while those who have relied on delusions or wishful thinking may find their illusions crumbling. This transit is not about restricting our dreams, it's about refining them, giving them the form and structure they need to truly flourish. Pisces energy and its contrast with Saturn. Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac, is often associated with spirituality, creativity, and the mysteries of the subconscious mind. It is a sign that embraces fluidity over rigidity, emotions over logic, and intuition over structure. Pisces energy is deeply compassionate, often drawing individuals toward healing, artistic expression, and mystical exploration. However, its boundless nature can also lead to escapism, confusion, and an aversion to hard realities. Where Pisces seeks transcendence, Saturn demands responsibility. Where Pisces dissolves barriers, Saturn constructs them. This fundamental contrast will define the challenges and lessons of this transit, forcing us to find harmony between two seemingly opposing forces. Yet, rather than working against each other, these energies can be integrated to create something truly powerful. Saturn in Pisces is not about suppressing intuition or creativity, it is about giving them a structure that allows them to thrive. It asks us to take our spiritual insights and turn them into practical wisdom, to channel our creative impulses into disciplined mastery. This transit will challenge us to maintain our faith even in difficult times, but not blind faith. Faith that is grounded in reality, strengthened by responsibility, and shaped by experience. Those who learn to balance these energies will emerge from this period with a newfound clarity, capable of merging the mystical with the practical in a way that brings lasting fulfillment. The impact of Saturn in Pisces. Saturn's transition into Pisces will bring widespread transformations across multiple aspects of life, touching upon both the personal and collective spheres. One of the most significant shifts will be a deep questioning of beliefs. Many will find themselves reassessing their spiritual, philosophical, and ideological foundations. Faith will no longer be enough without substance. Saturn will demand that belief systems be rooted in truth and practical wisdom. This transit will expose spiritual bypassing and challenge blind faith, pushing individuals to develop an authentic connection with their higher selves. Similarly, the influence of Saturn will place a heightened focus on mental health, as Pisces rules the subconscious mind and emotional well-being. Many will be forced to confront repressed emotions, trauma, and patterns of escapism, whether through addictions, fantasies, or avoidance. This period will encourage deep healing, but only for those who are willing to do the hard work of self-examination and self-discipline. Additionally, this cosmic shift will bring the revealing of hidden truths, exposing illusions that have been upheld for too long. Whether on a personal level or within society, secrets will surface, misinformation will be challenged, and deceptive narratives will be dismantled. This is also a time when superficial spirituality and ungrounded teachings will be tested. False gurus, quick-fix spiritual solutions, and misleading doctrines will struggle to survive under Saturn's scrutiny. Authenticity will become the cornerstone of spiritual and personal development. On a global scale, environmental and water-related issues will take center stage as Pisces governs the oceans, water sources, and marine ecosystems. Expect a greater emphasis on water conservation, pollution control, and efforts to protect aquatic life. Governments and organizations will face increasing pressure to take responsibility for environmental neglect, as Saturn demands long-term solutions rather than temporary fixes. Saturn's alignment with Neptune and Rahu. As Saturn moves through Pisces, it will form significant alignments with Neptune and Rahu, amplifying the transformative energy of this transit. Neptune, as the ruler of Pisces, represents illusion, spirituality, and subconscious depths. When paired with Saturn's discipline, this alignment will force the collapse of deception, both on a personal level and within society at large. Many individuals may feel as though the veil has been lifted, exposing truths that were previously obscured by illusions or wishful thinking. Institutions built on falsehoods or corruption may crumble, and those who have built their lives on fantasy rather than reality will be forced to reckon with the truth. This period will be both liberating and unsettling, as illusions are stripped away, leaving only what is real and sustainable. Adding to the intensity of this transit is the influence of Rahu, the north node of the moon, which brings unpredictability, karmic shifts, and rapid transformation. Saturn's disciplined energy will attempt to bring structure to Rahu's chaotic nature, but the combination of these planetary forces suggests major societal and spiritual awakenings. Sudden revelations, political and institutional upheavals, and shifts in collective consciousness will be common themes. Many will feel a sense of urgency to align themselves with their true purpose, while those who have been avoiding their spiritual or personal growth may experience dramatic wake-up calls. This period will demand that we engage with reality rather than retreat into illusion, ensuring that our spiritual paths and societal structures are built on solid foundations rather than fantasies. Misinformation and spiritual discernment. One of the greatest challenges of Saturn in Pisces will be the battle against misinformation, especially in the realm of spirituality and self-development. In recent years, there has been an explosion of New Age teachings, self-proclaimed spiritual leaders, and quick-fix enlightenment solutions. While Pisces is naturally drawn to mystical and esoteric wisdom, Saturn will demand a higher level of discernment. Not all teachings are true, and not all guides are wise. This transit will expose fraudulent spiritual movements, deceptive narratives, and misleading ideologies that have gained popularity but lack depth and authenticity. Individuals will be called to separate illusion from truth, to seek wisdom that is practical and grounded rather than idealistic and detached from reality. This period will also see a greater emphasis on personal responsibility in spiritual growth. Those who have relied on external sources for guidance will be encouraged to cultivate their own spiritual wisdom rather than blindly following others. Saturn teaches that true enlightenment is not found in shortcuts or passive acceptance but in diligent study, critical thinking, and practical application. Many will find themselves questioning long-held beliefs, re-evaluating their spiritual practices, and seeking truth in places they may have previously overlooked. This is a time to refine one's spiritual path, ensuring that it is rooted in sincerity, discipline, and real-world application rather than escapism or vague ideals. Creativity and Saturn's demands. Pisces is one of the most creatively inclined signs, ruling over music, poetry, film, and all forms of artistic expression. However, creativity without structure can lead to unfulfilled potential, scattered energy, and unfinished projects. Saturn in Pisces will bring a disciplined approach to creative pursuits, requiring artists, writers, musicians, and visionaries to refine their skills, commit to their craft, and bring their ideas into tangible form. Those who have relied solely on inspiration will be challenged to cultivate perseverance and dedication, ensuring that their creative efforts produce lasting results rather than fleeting moments of brilliance. This period will demand that dreamers become doers, transforming raw imagination into structured masterpieces. For those who embrace Saturn's lessons, this transit will be a time of artistic mastery, where true dedication leads to exceptional work. However, for those who resist discipline, creative blocks and frustration may arise, forcing them to either refine their methods or abandon unrealistic expectations. The key to success during this period will be the ability to balance imagination with perseverance, intuition with execution, and passion with responsibility. True artistry requires not only talent but also the commitment to hone one's skills through practice, patience, and structured effort. This will be a period of immense creative potential, but only for those willing to put in the work. Understanding Saturn cycles, Saturn return, and Sad-Sati. Saturn's movement through the zodiac does not just influence collective energies, it also plays a significant role in individual life cycles. One of the most well-known Saturn cycles is the Saturn return, which occurs around ages 29 and 59. This is a period of profound transformation, marking the transition into true adulthood or a new phase of life. During a Saturn return, individuals are often confronted with major life changes, career shifts, relationship transformations, or deeper self-realization. It is a time of reckoning, where Saturn forces us to take full accountability for the choices we've made and the direction we're heading. Another significant cycle is Sadsati, a 7.5-year period that occurs when Saturn transits over an individual's moon sign in Vedic astrology. This period is known for its intense emotional and karmic challenges, often bringing deep spiritual and personal evolution. While Sadsati can feel overwhelming, its purpose is not to punish but to purify. It removes illusions, strengthens resilience, and forces individuals to develop inner stability. Understanding these cycles allows us to work with Saturn's energy rather than resist it, embracing the growth and wisdom it offers rather than fearing its challenges. How to navigate this transit? Thriving during Saturn in Pisces requires a balance of realism and faith, structure and intuition. The first key to navigating this transit is to stay grounded. Avoid escapism and confront reality head-on. Whether through self-discipline, meditation, or practical planning, finding stability will be essential. Additionally, it is crucial to question narratives and seek truth. In a time of heightened misinformation, discernment is more important than ever. Do not accept teachings, beliefs, or even personal assumptions without thorough reflection and verification. Another important lesson is to develop discipline in all areas of life: spirituality, creativity, and personal growth. Saturn rewards those who commit to their paths with patience and persistence. Finally, strive to balance intuition with logic. While Pisces thrives on gut feelings and spiritual insight, Saturn demands that we also use reason and strategy. Trust your inner voice, but validate it with practical action. Final takeaways on Saturn in Pisces. Saturn's journey through Pisces is not merely a transit, it is an awakening. It calls us to merge dreams with discipline, intuition with wisdom, and spirituality with responsibility. This is a time of profound transformation, where illusions will dissolve, and only what is real will endure. Will you resist Saturn's lessons, or will you rise to the challenge, shaping your dreams into something lasting and meaningful? The choice is yours.